So here we are again. This is number 5. Not a very difficult problem. We're going to use the Pythagorean theorem again, only we're looking for one of the legs instead of the hypotenuse itself. Although it looks like we need more information. We've been given one of the legs, and we've been given a piece of the hypotenuse, but we haven't been given the whole thing. Now, some of you have already figured out how to get there, but I'm going to help everybody else along. Any line segment that goes from the edge of the circle back to the center is a radius. We already know that. But if we've been given a length of a radius here, it has to be exactly the same over here. So any of the radii in a circle are congruent. Therefore, we can put a 21 here and add 21 and 8, and we have our hypotenuse. Okay, so now we have our hypotenuse. We can actually get to work on this by solving for that unknown leg. All right, so we would put in a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And we can arbitrarily name the legs a or b. It doesn't matter which. All right, I'm just going to call the unknown a for now. So I'm going to say x squared plus 21 squared equals 21 plus 8, which is 29 squared. So I hope you guys figured that out. That's the big idea of the day, being able to find out which one I'm looking for, which side am I looking for, and where does it go in the Pythagorean theorem. Now, we have to do some math here. I don't know 21 squared off the top of my head, even though I should. So I'll get to this calculator. And we'll say 21 squared is 441. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? X squared plus 441 equals, I'll clear that out and say 29 squared. Now I'm going to leave that there because I know what I'm doing. It happens to be 841, so it works out beautifully because when we solve this, we're going to have a perfect square on that side, and you're going to see it real fast. And how do we solve two-step equations? We have to undo the addition or subtraction first. So we're going to subtract 441 from both sides. Now I know you guys, when you're telling me how you solve these, you just say, well, you subtract 441 from 841, and that's okay to have in your head a little bit, as long as you know you're subtracting it from here to get your x squared value by itself, or isolate the variable. And now we're down to x squared equals 400. I'm going to subtract it over here on my calculator, and I'm going to come up with x squared equals 400. And I'm going to rewrite it so I can do the math over the top of it. I already know in my head that the square root of 400 is 20, but I'm going to show you that that is the truth. I'm going to hit the square root button, and it is 20. I guess I have to show you. It is 20, so x equals 20. And I think the biggest problem that any student ever has is figuring out, how am I solving for a leg, or am I solving for the hypotenuse? I don't think this radius thing is too big a mystery. I think you guys can figure it out. But that's it. That's number 5, and all the other ones sort of fall in line with that. What I'm going to do next is move on to the next page.